Good morning all, myself Srinivas. Welcome back to Physical Science Class 10 AP State Board First Lesson Heat. In this class, we learn about thermal contact. And we learn about thermometer. And also we learn that thermal equilibrium. So these are the things we learned in previous video. So let me revise briefly. What is a thermal contact? Making two objects which are at different temperature to come in contact is called thermal contact. Let me repeat. Making two objects which are at different temperatures to come in contact is called thermal contact. What it causes? A thermal contact causes transfer of heat. Transfer of heat will occur when there is a thermal contact, right? Here, transfer of heat, how you understand? We have taken couple of things, metal piece and wooden piece, and kept them in the refrigerator. When you keep something in the refrigerator, what happens? They lose heat energy. Right? By losing the heat energy, they will become cooler. When we touch them with the hands, we feel some are lesser cooler, some are more cooler, as they are losing, rate of losing heat is not same. That's what we studied in the activity 1. And along with that, we studied what is called temperature. So these are yesterday and previous video lessons. We studied about temperature also. What is temperature? Temperature is degree of hotness or coldness. How do we measure the temperature? Temperature can be measured with the help of a thermometer. Using a thermometer is your 7th class lesson. We can refer if you want. Thermometer will be having a sensitive part, and it is couple of types, and all these things are there, right? Now, what is a thermal equilibrium? This is an important task we discussed and learned in the previous video, and we are going to learn more details about the thermal equilibrium along with the today's learning about heat. Now with the temperature. What is temperature? Degree of hotness or coldness is called temperature, right? And using this temperature concept and thermometer concept, let us try to understand the heat by doing an activity, but learning about an activity. So this activity 2 in your state board textbook asks you to take 2 glasses of water. One is hot and another one is cool. 2 tumblers of hot water and cold water. So 1 tumbler with hot water, another tumbler with cold water, right? Now in this 2 objects, in this 2 we'll take the first one. This is the hot water. How do you decide hot water? Yesterday as we discussed it, by touching them, or you can feel the heat in it. So if this is hot water, and in this you place a thermometer. This is a thermometer. Let us say this is an indicator. Thermometer will be having a sensitive part. This sensitive part is in touch with the hot water. Now, what do we observe in the readings of this thermometer? The thermometer reading in hot water, the mercury level creeps up. Mercury level gradually increases. Do you know? When mercury level increases, what does it represent? When mercury level increases, we say that its temperature is increasing, or thermometer is showing the rise in temperature. Right? The temperature of the liquid is high. That's what the mercury level increase will indicate us. Now, in the other case, we'll take the cool water, and when we place the thermometer in this cool water, when we place the thermometer in it, so what changes you will be identifying? The thermometer, when we place it in the cool water, in cool water, the mercury level falls down, gradually decreases. When we know that the bodies in contact achieve thermal, how long this will achieves thermal equilibrium due to the transfer of heat energy. So how long this will increase or decrease? In two cases separately you identify how long the rise in temperature takes place up to some extent. How long? Until they reach the thermal equilibrium. Once again, when you place it in a cool water, when thermometer is placed in a cool water, how long the mercury level falls? Again, the water and thermometer sensitive part both comes in same temperature. Unless they reach a common temperature, this exchange of heat takes place, transfer of heat takes place, until they both, water and thermometer mercury, comes to common temperature. This rising or falling will take place. Right? When you place the thermometer in hot water, heat travels from the hot water to the mercury. Remember, what causes the rise in mercury level? Heat from the hot water travels. So the mercury level is, thermometer is gaining the heat. So level of mercury increases. In this condition, what happens when you place it in a cool water? The mercury loses the heat. Mercury or thermometer loses the heat and its level of mercury falls down. So here what we can say, hot water, in the case of hot water, thermometer gains the heat from the hot water. In place of cool water, thermometer loses the heat. So in both the cases, what we identified, heat is being transferred. Here, let us try to give a definition, right? What is the heat is doing here? Heat is causing some change in the mercury level or in the thermometer. So we can say, as heat is doing some work, we can say heat is a form of energy. Heat is a form of energy. And now when you say heat is a form of energy, is it constantly staying at one place or is it always traveling? Yes, heat is a form of energy, and its nature, when you speak about that, flows. that flows always. It's not going to stay at one place. That flows from hot body to cool body, from a body at higher temperature to body at lower temperature, right? You can write it clearly. Heat is a form of energy that flows from the body of higher temperature to lower temperature. Remember here, this before it contact, this is hot and this is cool. When you bring them in contact, heat flows from hot water to thermometer. How long it takes place? It travels until they attain thermal equilibrium. If they achieve thermal equilibrium, there is no more transfer of heat takes place. Here also the heat will be traveling from the thermometer to the water. How long this takes place? Because of that, mercury level falls. And how long this takes place? Unless these two, thermometer mercury and water, comes to a common temperature, that is thermal equilibrium, this transfer of heat takes place. Remember, heat is a form of energy and it always transmit. In simple, we can say heat is a form of energy and it's always in transit, right? This is another way you can remember, right? When you take temperature, yesterday we discussed temperature as a degree of hotness or coldness. So degree of hotness or coldness will determine the temperature, but heat itself is energy. Remember, temperature is measure. It's a degree of hotness or coldness, but heat itself is an energy. Remember, right? Now let us see how can we measure the units. What are the units for the units and some instruments, right? Units for the heat. So units for the heat, when you consider the SI unit of heat is joule. You can denote this with a single capital letter J. Standard International System, SI units of heat is joule. What about the CGS units of heat? CGS units are calorie. You can write in simple CAL, calorie. The relation between these two, SI unit of heat and CGS units of heat, are given by like this: 1 calorie is equal to 4.186 joule. Now we may be understanding what is called calorie. A calorie is a quantity of heat required. For rise in the temperature. Quantity of heat is later we will be coming across. The heat quantity is denoted with Q. Capital letter Q is to denote the heat quantity. The calorie is defined as quantity of heat required to rise 1 gram of water's temperature to 1 degree centigrade. So if you take 1 gram of water and I want that water's temperature to rise for 1 degree. So how a temperature of the object can be raised? By giving heat. By giving heat, body's temperature keeps rising. Now in this, to define calorie, 1 gram of water, how much it required to rise the temperature for 1 degree, that is called 1 calorie. 1 calorie is nothing but 4.186 joule, or for while solving numericals we will be using this as same 4.2 round figure, 4.2 joules. Both are can be used. Now coming to the known thing, in the units category, how can we measure the temperature? Temperature units? Units of temperature. So SI units of temperature is Kelvin. It is denoted like K. In other CGS units of temperature is degree Celsius. It is degree Celsius. Right, and remember here Kelvin scale having a special name also. It is also called as absolute scale. One scale is called absolute scale. Absolute scale. Now let us how can you find the relation between these two? Relation between these two is given by something like 0 degree Celsius is equal to 273 Kelvin. If I want to, this is a basic relation. If you want conversion relation, I want to convert temperature given in Kelvin to centigrade or centigrade to Kelvin. The relation is K, Kelvin's temperature, is equal to centigrade temperature plus 273. Right. A simple question can be solved. If it is 20 degree Celsius, how many Kelvin it is? We can solve it. K is equal to C plus 273. K is equal to 20 plus 273, that is equal to 293 Kelvin. This is 293 Kelvin, right? So today what we learned, we try to learn and understand what is called heat. Heat is a form of energy. Heat is a form of energy. How can you say that heat is a form of energy? Because of the heat, that mercury level increases in one case, and because of the heat mercury level decreases. If something is able to do the work, in fact this is just an ordinary example, you can have heat can do a lot of things in your kitchen. It will make the cooker whistle to rise up and make the bodies to get heated up. All these things we can say heat causes the change in the shape and its temperature changes. So all these things will confirm that heat is a form of energy, and this heat is a form of energy and it's always in transit. Transit in the sense travel. How it will travel? It travels from the bodies of higher temperature to the bodies of lower temperature. High temperature bodies are called hot bodies. Low temperature bodies are called cold bodies. Right? And today one more thing we learned, that is units of heat and units of temperature. SI units of heat is joule and CGS units of heat is calorie, and 1 calorie is 4.186 joules and it is also called as 4.2 joules. And temperature units, SI units are Kelvin and CGS units are degree Celsius. Kelvin scale is called absolute scale, and 0 degree centigrade is equal to 273 Kelvin. Right? So with this we will complete today's class.